Good evening and welcome back to East Midlands Airport and back to live flight action from within the grounds of the Aeropark this evening from our regular streaming spot. Thank you to everybody joining us already. A little shift in this evening's schedule due to a few delays on those inbounds, so starting about half an hour later than we usually do. But those aircraft are on the way into us. Sorry, just a noise in the distance there. Those aircraft are on the way into us now. The first should be the DHL 777 making its way in from Delhi. That one just north of Milton Keynes now. Radar saying that one has about 20 minutes left to run. In reality, we should have sight of that one in the next 15 minutes or so. Just behind that, the Jet 2 service in from Fuerteventura. That one just north of Watford at the minute, making its way towards Luton. Again, that one scheduled arrival time in the next 20 minutes. 09 operations here at East Midlands Airport. So we should have a bit more success in catching some of those arrivals than we did on last Thursday's stream. But very good visibility all the way around us at the minute. Just a little bit of cloud in the distance there, so hopefully the rain stays off us. The schedule has been changing throughout the day. So hopefully nothing too drastic in terms of weather on the horizon. So we've got some rain scheduled towards the end of the stream from about 8:30 onwards. But hopefully just take a quick look in the distance. Looking a bit dark in the distance, but just like the last bit of sunlight peeking through there. So hopefully we stay on the better side of that weather. DHL ramp looking a little bit empty for the time being. So a number of those services making their way towards us now. They are ever so slightly delayed, hence starting a little later this evening. But it looks like the 2 767s are on stand and the A300 as well. Just in the distance there. It's not too busy just yet. Of course, we've got the second camera, the apron camera there, keeping a lookout for any action over that side of the airfield as well. So departures this evening, not too heavy. Probably in the next hour or so, we should see the One Air 747 make its way down towards us at the end of runway 09. We'll be able to catch that one taking off for you. But those next two arrivals are making their way towards us now. The DHL 777 and the Jet 2 service in from Fuerteventura. A little further afield then, just about to pass into the Netherlands. Just a little further north of Dusseldorf. The Ryanair service in from Wrocław. That one with about 50 minutes left to run this evening. And then looking a little further south, Jet ski service in from Tenerife in the next 50 minutes also, and just heading into the Bay of Biscay. Jet ski service in from Gran Canaria, that one with about 90 minutes left to run. A couple of services a little further behind that, making their way out of Faro this evening. The Ryanair service outbound from Faro into East Midlands, that one with still a couple of hours to run. And then probably one of the last aircraft on this evening's stream, the TUI service in from Tenerife, that one with about 2 hours and 35 minutes left to run on this evening's schedule. Delayed services then in from JFK and Cincinnati, the 767 making its way in from Cincinnati. That one is due to be with us in about an hour, that one making its way towards Ireland at the minute. And then north of Scotland, the JFK service operated by the DHL 767, that one as well with about an hour left to run this evening. But rapidly making its way towards us then, just west of Market Harbour now, the DHL 777 in from Delhi. Registration on this one, Delta Alpha Alpha Lima Lima. This one is a dedicated freighter, delivered in September 2019. So this one about 5.5 years of age. A little bit windy out here this evening. So the temperature is quite reasonable though for a change. I think it's been quite nice all day. So a bit of that residual heat still sticking around with us for the time being. Yeah, 767 in front of us there on the stand. So find a little bit of information out on that one if we can while we're waiting for that 777 to get a bit closer. If we can connect. It's a little bit laggy this evening. Let's have a look if we can find anything at all. So this one made its way in the early hours of this morning, landing just after 2. That one was in from Leipzig. And this one should be making its way back out to Cincinnati at about 9 this evening. So I'm not too sure if that one is already loaded up or not, or if that will continue a little bit later on. We'll have a look at that as we get a little closer towards its scheduled departure time. But for the time being, thank you very much to everybody joining us this evening again from East Midlands. H, thank you very much for joining us. Good to see you, Alan. And Sam as well. Sophie, good evening to you. And Becky as well. Stuart, of course, and Andy. Good evening to all of you. Thank you very much for joining us a little bit later on. That 777 then making its way just east of Leicester. So it's all very quiet at the minute. But with the weather how it is, we should get quite a nice view of those aircraft are approaching to East Midlands this evening. So the wind is not too strong at all. It's quite light at the minute. So I'll look at the windsock if we can. The windsock pointing directly towards us at the minute. Good sign, that we should be on 09 for the duration of this evening's stream. Hi Sam, good evening to you. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Right then, the 777 making its way just south of Shepshed now. Let's just keep a look for that one on the horizon if we can. So nothing just yet. That one passing through 5,800 feet. So we'll keep a good lookout with that 777, but nothing on the horizon just yet. So the cloud is quite low at the minute. Let's have a look around. Take us off that dual camera view just for a second. Have a look at the weather in front of us. See the visibility there, quite good to a point. The cloud quite low above us there. See if we can notch that down a bit. There we go. So hopefully that 777 should be making an appearance at any point through that cloud base. As you can see in the distance there, looking quite dark. So I'll look down the other end of the airfield then while we've got the chance. Number of aircraft with us then making their way in this afternoon. If we can manage to pan round, there we go. So a number of stands are still free this evening. But all very quiet over there. So they tend to usually be quiet on a Tuesday evening. But a little bit more deserted over there than we used to. But that should change in the next few minutes once we catch that DHL on its final approach. Let's have a look where that one is now. And that one just turning over Burton-on-Trent. And Wayne, good evening to you. Thank you very much for joining us. I think the 777 just passing through that cloud at the end of 09 there. Hopefully should just be coming visible. There we go. I'm just passing through there. I'm banking towards us now to line up on the approach for 09 this evening. Just about make that one out there. Very gradually making its way down towards us now. So look at some finer details on aircraft then. Registration Delta Alpha Alpha Lima Lima. Flight time this evening, 8 hours and 42 minutes. Airframe 5.5 years of age. This one making its way in from Delhi this evening. Did have a scheduled arrival time at just before 6 p.m. So this one running about just over 20 minutes behind schedule. The aircraft following behind, and the Jet2 service in from Fuerteventura. That one passing through 4,700 feet now, just a little further behind than the 777. That one passing just south of Swadlincote, making its way towards Burton-on-Trent before making that right-hand turn onto the final approach this evening. There we go, a little bit of a better view than we did have on last Thursday's stream. So we're quite hindered by the sun, and of course being on 2 7-ups. It didn't help. We still managed to catch quite a number of aircraft in on last week's stream though. But next in then, the 777 in from Delhi. There you go, that one just disappearing behind the tree line there. We'll catch back up with that one in a few minutes. Once it leaves 09, it makes its way back up on the taxiway towards us. So look then, that next aircraft inbound, the Jet2 service in from Fuerteventura. That one turning on to final approach now. I think that one is just a little higher than the cloud at the minute. Not seeing that one break through. Just about see a speck in the sky. Let's see if we can make that one out. I think that's going to be quite difficult, but we'll give it a try. You can just about see it by eye. Hopefully the camera may be able to do a bit more justice. There we go. Gradually making its way down towards us now. This one currently passing through 2,900 feet. Registration on this one, Golf Juliet Zulu Delta Echo. This one entering into service in October 2015, making the airframe just over 9 years in age. Flight time this evening, 3 hours and 59 minutes. This one about 4 or 5 miles away from us now. There we go, those landing lights just becoming visible. That 777 vacating 09, making its way back up towards us on the taxiway now. Try and get that secondary camera on it if we can, while we wait for the Jet 2 service to get a little bit closer to us. There you go, that one just passing through 1,600 feet. Just about to reach Darlington Park though. Triple seven, just a little way off in the distance, so I think for the time being we'll stick with the Jet 2 and watch this one down on 209 this evening. So it's very nice to be out in the warmth of the sun, but it definitely makes a massive difference. There's a little bit of cloud. A lot easier to film in. That one safely touching down there. 777 then coming into view now. So we'll watch this one on to stand and we'll have a quick look at the Jet 2 service as well. See whereabouts that one ends up on stand this evening. But still a couple of services making their way towards us, so it should be here in the next 25 minutes or so. Just see the Ryanair making its way over from Dublin this evening. And the Jet 2 service in from Tenerife, just about to pass by the Isle of Wight there. There we go, and the camera sets up where it needs to be. There seems to be quite a number of delays this evening coming from or services originating in America. The UPS service that was due to with us just after 6 this evening, I think. That one making its way in from Philadelphia. And that one is quite a delay on it. There you go, that one should be vacating onto the DHL apron there. Okay, we'll bring up the apron camera there. That Jet 2 service just pulling onto stand as well. Hopefully the Jet 2 stays where it is for the time being. You should be able to catch that one disembarking. That one almost on stand. There we go, brakes applied on that one there. So let's see if we can get a little bit closer to the Jet 2 then. Take off that dual camera just for a second while we get that one set up. Where are we? There we go. Both aircraft on stand then. Let's have a look at those next arrivals this evening. The Ryanair service in from Dublin, just passing over Anglesey. That one should be with us in about 25 minutes. The RVL Cessna making its way from the Isle of Man. That one should be with us in around 35 minutes. Making its way towards, or routing towards Heathrow at the minute. The Jet 2 service in from Tenerife, that one around 25 minutes away from us. We'll keep a dual view, a multi-cam view of the aircraft in front of us for the time being, while we wait for those services to get a little bit closer this evening. Making its way towards south end at the minute, the Ryanair service in from Wrocław. That one looks like it started its descent now, that one passing through 34,500 feet. That one with a scheduled arrival time of around 30 minutes. So all three of those aircraft, or four of those aircraft, sorry, should be with us in the next 25 to 35 minutes. And good evening to everybody joining us in the chat. It's good to see you all. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. So we'll catch up with it in a minute. How about the groove again? Good evening to you, Lee and Noah as well. Mark, good evening to you. Good to see you in the chat. Hope you're keeping well. And Craig, good evening to you. The 777, that one is operated by Aerologic in DHL livery. How about that one operated by Aerologic? I hope that answers your question. And John, good evening to you. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. And Graham as well. Good to see you in the chat this evening. Thank you very much for joining us. So hopefully that dark cloud in the distance there is going to pass by us in a minute. It's like we've got open blue skies in front of us. So as long as it keeps going north, fingers crossed, we should be alright for a while. Should be able to see a few more of those aircraft making their way towards us from the south. I think the weather is going to be a bit temperamental this week. It's like a lot of rain being given out. Thursday looks like the best day this week. So the Aeropark is open this Thursday as part of their summer schedule. They're open from 11 until 5 p.m. So if you're out and about in the area, you fancy coming down, seeing some of these aircraft up close in person, definitely have a look at the Aeropark. So there's a link to the Aeropark website in our description there, just below in the stream description. We'll try and make it out again on Thursday as well, catch some of those daytime arrivals and departures. So not too sure on the wind direction for Thursday. We may be back on 27 knots the way the forecast is going. But that does seem to be varying quite a lot, especially over the past 24 hours. You can quite make its mind up of what's going to happen. But for the time being, everything is as dry as it can be. Nice and warm, and the sun is just peeking out as well. So hopefully it shouldn't be too bad of an evening. But all quiet for the time being, just those two aircraft in front of us for the minute. So those services quickly making their way towards us though. The Jet 2 service is from Tenerife then, just west of Leighton Buzzard at the minute, making its way up towards Milton Keynes. And then routing towards East Midlands. That Ryanair service in from Bratislava. Not too far behind, that one about 10 minutes behind the Jet 2 there. And then making their way from the west, the Ryanair service in from Dublin. That one should have a pretty straight routing into East Midlands, being on 09 ups this evening. That one just making its way over the coast of North Wales, over Rhyl. That one with about 15 to 20 minutes left to run this evening. Pretty much the same as the Jet2 service making its way in from Tenerife. A little further afield then, the DHL service in from Cincinnati, that is about to leave the coast of Ireland now. That one still cruising at 37,000 feet, just south of Dublin. That one should be with us in about 30 minutes. And then the service in from JFK, that DHL 767 making its way in from JFK this evening. That one with about 35 minutes left to run as well. That one also at 37,000 feet, just a little slower than its company counterpart, making its way in from Cincinnati. That one at 436 knots, and the Cincinnati service flitting between about 465, 472 knots. So we may well see the Cincinnati service in first. For the time being, we'll sit here out for a few more minutes and wait for those next two arrivals, the Ryanair in from Dublin and that Jet2 service in from Tenerife. So thank you to everybody joining us again from East Midlands this evening. Turn some of that brightness down if we can. There we go. So hopefully we'll manage to catch some of these arrivals on 09. So we've done alright so far with the cloud in the way. Looks like that sun is just going to peek through though. Maybe a little hindrance to us. Nevertheless, we're on the right end of the runway this evening to catch all those arrivals up close. So we'll do our best to stay with it. Well, everybody's had a good day so far, and thank you for joining us again this evening. So it's a little later than our scheduled time of 5:30. Just dropping it back half an hour or so. So we've not got too long to wait for all those arrivals this evening, as it can get a little bit quiet. Although it is very peaceful, it can get a little too quiet. Looks like the majority of that Jet2 service then disembarked now. It's got the accessibility platform out that forward door there. The ground crew busy working away on that one. Triple 7 in from Delhi then. That one currently being offloaded in front of us. So hopefully in the next 30 minutes we'll have two more of those airframes joining it on stand over there. And subject to the arrivals this evening, any more delays on those arrivals, we should be streaming till about 8:45 this evening. So it looks like services in then. Got the DHL service in from Cincinnati, Jet2 service in from Tenerife, and Ryanair from Dublin, closely followed by that RVL service in from the Isle of Man, a Ryanair service in from Wrocław, and then the DHL 777 service picking up in from Leipzig this evening. That one due to with us about 7:30. The Jet2 service in from Gran Canaria, again about 7:30 this evening. And then the Ryanair service in from Faro, followed by the Maersk in from Belfast. And then the last few arrivals should have the West Atlantic service in from Aberdeen. We didn't quite manage to catch that service in last week. I think that was on Tuesday's stream. That one looked like it got pushed off stand. but quickly got brought back in again, so I didn't manage to catch that one. Following that though, just a few minutes before, hopefully we should see the Ryanair service in from Krakow, and that'll likely be the final aircraft on the Sweden stream. That one is already pinging up. That one just departing Krakow there about 5 minutes ago, just passing through 15,300 feet. Still about 2 hours and 5 minutes left to run this evening, so I'll keep an eye on that one. The DHL 777 in from Leipzig though, that one making its way towards the Netherlands now. That one with a scheduled arrival time of around 50 minutes, so not too long to wait for that one. That one should be with us about 7:30. But in the next 20 minutes or so then, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 aircraft arriving into East Midlands. And in terms of departures, the One Air 747 off to Chengdu this evening, operated by 1F Golf Oscar November Echo Foxtrot. That one should be with us, or should become visible to us on the taxiway just a little before 7:10 this evening. And then after that, about 4 services. We've got the Ryanair off to Valencia at 7:30. The Ryanair back off to Wrocław at 7:35. And then the Ryanair service to Faro at about 10 to 9 this evening. That one with a 15-minute delay to its scheduled departure time. Departing around a similar time, we should have that final service out to Cincinnati, operated by the 767. That one just a little left of the 777 that we're looking at the minute. But just north of Hinckley then, that Jet 2 service here from Tenerife should be with us in around 10 minutes, and making a very quick round the Ryanair service in from Dublin. Both aircraft due to arrive with us at about the same time. See which one makes its way in first though. The Ryanair looks like it got a pretty straight path down into 09 this evening, so the Jet 2 may give way. And we will see as they get a little bit closer. Turning point is just overhead Burton on Trent. So same point we've seen the 777 turn on to final, and that Jet 2 service turn on to final as well this evening. Still not making a noise there. So not a bad evening at all so far. So that rain is staying away from us for the time being. Blue skies in front of us. There's sun as well. So hopefully we get a few good shots of the aircraft on 09 this evening. See that sun setting in the distance. Usually get quite a good view as they're making their way down. Get a quick drink then while we're waiting for the next arrival to make its way into us. So the Ryanair and the Jet 2 pretty neck and neck at the minute. I think the Jet 2 just to the left of our screens there is all finished up. So I'll move off from that one for the time being. Let's have a look if we can change a few settings there. There we go, it's very eerily quiet at the minute. Should liven up though in about 5 or 10 minutes. The Jet 2 just making its way towards Burton-on-Trent. Looks like this one may be first in this evening, just ahead of that Ryanair service. So nothing visual in the distance just yet. As soon as that one makes its way down onto the approach, we'll pan around and watch that one in. The A380 making its way into Manchester. Let's see if we can get a quick view of that while we're waiting for the Jet 2 to make its way down. Hopefully we can. There we go. It's very good for spotting the majority of the overheads this evening. The sky above us very clear indeed. Like that cloud now passing away. There we go, that one just sneaking back off into the cloud there. Right then, let's have a look at that next arrival. Jet 2 service on final approach now. Nothing visual with that one just yet. That is making its way down through the cloud in the distance. Hopefully that should break through in a minute. There you are. I think that one should just about have visual with that one. See if we can make it out of the distance. That's a little too bright, I think, at the minute. Yeah, just a little too bright to catch that one. We'll pan back on that in just a few seconds once it makes its way a little closer to us. Let's have a go and see if we can catch the Jet 2 as it makes its way towards us now. There we go, just about. Registration on this one, and Golf Delta Romeo Tango Tango. Flight time this evening, about 4 hours and 10 minutes. This one, first entry into service in April 2007. Nice smooth touchdown from the Jet 2 there. A bit of noise as those reverse thrusters are deployed. The Ryanair service in from Dublin and making its way on final approach for 09 now. Again, that one just a little too high to catch. The sun just reflecting off the skin of that aircraft there. Just a couple of minutes and we'll pan across and watch that one in as well. And just a little further behind, that Ryanair service in from Wrocław. That one taking a little bit of an extended approach towards the approach path this evening. That one just southwest of Ashby de la Zouch. That one should be with us, or become visible to us in about 5 minutes. Next in though, that Ryanair service from Dublin, registration on this one, Echo India Echo Kilo Tango, and this one 15 years of age, entering service with Ryanair in 2010. Flight time this evening, just 40 minutes, just a short hop over from Dublin. There we go, and a smooth touchdown from the Ryanair there as well. A lot of noise from that one as well. Just keep the camera out of the direct sunlight there for a minute. As we are at the next arrival into East Midlands this evening. The RVL making its way in from the Isle of Man as well. Looks like that one is giving way to the Ryanair in from Wrocław. The Wrocław service just turning on to the final approach now. And there we go, that Jet 2 service just making its way on to stand. That is the Tenerife service making its way on to stand there in front of us. That Ryanair just vacating 09 now. So the Jet 2 is going straight forward onto the forward stands there in front of the terminal building. That one just tucking its way in. So the background there. And we'll keep on that view for the time being as we wait for the Ryanair service to make an appearance. The Ryanair service in from Wrocław just becoming visible on the approach. Pan around when that gets a bit closer. And that service in from Dublin should be visible with that in just a minute or so. You can hear that one making its way on the taxiway there. There we go, the Ryanair just pulling onto the apron. Vacating off the taxiway. It should be coming into frame. Just a couple of seconds. And that one is, though, the Ryanair service making its way in from Wrocław. There you go, the Ryanair just making its way onto stand. We have an extended flare from the Ryanair there. Let's keep in this direction if we can. Looks like the Ryanair just putting on to stand next to Jet 2 there. There we go, so we'll keep an eye on that one if we can. Next aircraft in and should be the RVL Cessna in from the Isle of Man. That one on the approach 409 now. So that one is definitely going to be a bit of a difficult one to spot in the distance. Catch up with that one as he gets a fair bit closer to us. A service in from Wrocław then vacating just a little further up 09. That one on the taxiway now. Should be joining its counterparts there in the next few minutes. Just about got visual with the landing lights of that Cessna. Very good evening to everybody joining us in the chat. Good to have you with us. Alan, thank you very much. Good to see you again. Wayne and Richard as well. Good to have you both with us. I think there's a question about the 747 making an appearance as well. Nothing inbound this evening, but the 747 is outbound about 10 past 7, so in around 10 minutes time. Nothing pinging up just yet for that one. We'll keep an eye on it nevertheless. Next aircraft in now, that Cessna, in from the Isle of Man. And there we go, another smooth touchdown on 09 this evening. The runner just about to vacate from the taxiway onto the apron. There we go, that one making an appearance in the distance there. We keep on the RVL Cessna, that one just escaping there onto the taxiway. And that one should hopefully be making its way a little further closer to us this evening. This one usually pulling on to stand on the DHL apron. Looks like they're on it, pulling up on the end stand there, so we'll have a quick close-up look at that one. So and watch the Cessna on to stand for just a couple of minutes. See that one pull up and shut down. We'll pan across onto the passenger apron over there. Try and get a good close-up view of the Ryanairs that are currently disembarking. Next couple of services making their way towards us, and the 767 in from Cincinnati. And the 767 in from JFK this evening as well, just a few minutes behind. Cincinnati service about 5 to 8 minutes away from us now. That one making its way down towards the approach path for 09. There we go, it looks like that Cessna is all shut down there. Well, the process of shutting down anyway. There we go, those props just stopping there. So let's have a look and see if we can make our way around onto the passenger apron this evening. Catch a close-up of those Ryanairs as they disembark. There we go, we'll stick with the Vraslav service there for a minute. So a quick sneak round and have a look at the Dublin service as well. Looks like that one is already disembarking there. See a number of those passengers making their way off. The jet two is just about finished there. How about 767 just making a turn for the approach onto 09. The 747 pushing off stand now. That one should hopefully be making its scheduled departure time of 7:10 this evening. The one airs do typically take a good 5 or 10 minutes to start all 4 of those engines before making their way onto the taxiway. Looks like the last of those passengers on that Dublin service disembarked. And the Wrocław service there. Looks like they're just about to start disembarking. And that forward stair is in use. Yeah, the rear stair as well. So not too long until we see that one Air 747 making its way towards us this evening then. The one off to Chengji this evening with about 11.5 hours ahead of it. If you want to catch any of the counterpart 747s of the One Air fleet making their way out on runway 09, have a look back through our previous streams. We've been very fortunate over the past few months to catch those depart right in front of us, especially in a bit of a scenic way as well, as the sun has been graciously setting in the distance. For the inbound 767 then. This one, 28 years of age, in from Cincinnati this evening. Flight time just short of 7 hours. Registration Golf Delta Hotel Lima Lima. Just pan around and leave the ride here then for the time being. Come back onto that one just a short while. But let's set up for the arrival of that 767 then. This one in from Cincinnati this evening. And Archie, if you're watching, I hope you've managed to catch this one in this evening. So I'll try and catch its the outbound service to Cincinnati as well if we can. I know this one, or this service, is one of your particular favourites, so hopefully you've managed to see this one fly over you this evening. .767 inbound from Cincinnati there then. A bit quieter than the 737s on touching down. Not as much noise generated by the reverse thrust on that one. The JFK service making its way towards us now then. Let's just have a quick look at those 3 aircraft on stand there. Looks like that Wrocław service still disembarking. Dublin service all finished with. And the Jet 2 service there in front as well. All done disembarking for the evening. The next 767 is on final that service in from JFK. Registration on this one, the Golf Delta Hotel Lima Romeo. Flight time very similar to the Cincinnati service, about 6 hours and 56 minutes. This one a little younger, at 12 years. Coming up to 13 years of age though. But this one delayed by almost an hour this evening. very good for spotting some overheads this evening. So Qatari 787 just making its way overhead there, just passing through the cloud, on its way into Manchester this evening. Quite low at just 15,000 feet as it passes overhead of us. Apologies for my stomach making a noise there. That's 767 on the taxiway now though, making its way towards us. One still on stand. Right, let's catch up with the aircraft in that direction in a few minutes. Let's catch the next inbound service in from JFK as it makes its way towards us this evening. The JFK service touching down into East Midlands this evening. And that Cincinnati service in front of us, this one making its way towards the DHL apron now. Stick with this one just a few minutes. Watch this one on to stand. Temperature just dropping slightly cold, bit of a wind chill now. The wind has picked up, maybe a bit of that residual wake turbulence from the inbound 767 though. And one 747 just to the left of me now. That one just a little lost behind the tree line. Those engines definitely roaring their way towards us. There we go. We'll pan off this 767 then and watch the 747. as it makes its way to the start of 09 now. This will be the first departure on this evening's stream. The 767 service in from JFK, racing up quite close behind this one now. There we go then, the One Air thundering off into the evening sky. That one just lifting off of runway 09 there. That one off to Chengdu this evening with about 11.5 hours in front of it. Not too sure if we'll be able to, but if we can, we'll try and watch that one depart out, and we should be making a right-hand turn, routing down south, or down towards the south, should I say. Next service in though, the Jet2 service in from Gran Canaria. That one just south of Ashby-de-la-Zouch, passing through 5,900 feet, and just a little further behind that, making its way just south of Leicester, the DHL service in from Leipzig. Looks like the One Air then departing into the bank of cloud that's made an appearance in front of us. Not too sure we'll be able to watch that one out. as it climbs out from East Midlands this evening. Definitely still hear it in the distance. Passing through 4,500 feet now. I don't think we're going to get the opportunity to see that one, unfortunately. If you want to see any of the other 747s that are departing off runway 09, let's have a look. See if we can catch it just off in the distance. So I'll have to turn the frame rate up there. There we go. Just about, I think. There we go. Just caught the last of that one as it disappears into that cloud there. So the cloud in front of us building up quite a lot now. Looks like we may see some of that rain after all. Fingers crossed we don't, because this way it's nice and bright. It's not too bad at all this way. But in front of us it's a bit of a different story. So look at these, some of the arriving aircraft now then. So this one is the service back off to Cincinnati this evening. That one currently being loaded up. That one due out just before 9 PM I think. And then on the stand next to it, 767 inbound from, I forget now, let's have a look where this one is inbound from. Now this is the JFK service in front of us, Delta Hotel Lima Romeo. That one currently waiting to be offloaded at the minute. And then on the very end stand over there should be the service in from Cincinnati. Again, that one currently waiting to start off loading. Next service in and will be the Jet 2 service here from Gran Canaria. That one passing through 2,700 feet now. And a very good evening to everybody joining us in the chat. Apologies that I've missed a few people. I've been catching those arrivals. But a good evening to everybody joining us. Cat Airways, Sarah Jane Waters, good evening to all of you. And Ian just joining on there as well. Pat just a little further up. Good evening to you as well. Thank you very much for joining us from East Midlands. Get my words there. And Katie, two Katies joining at the same time there in the chat. Good evening to both of you, Katie Perkins and Katie D as well. Thank you very much for joining us at East Midlands again this evening. That Jet 2 service here from Gran Canaria then. Let's take our eyes off that Cincinnati service. Watch this one in. Registration on this one in Golf Delta Foxtrot Charlie. Flight time just over 4 hours at 4 hours and 1 minute. This one quite an old airframe for Jetsu now. Delivered into service, or first entering service, in 1998. Not with Jetsu. That was its maiden flight, making this one 26 years of age. There we go, that one making a bit of a racket. And safely into East Midlands this evening. And if we can, just in the distance there, see that 777 banking around onto the approach for 09. Stick with this one, see if you can watch the landing gear extend on this one. There you go, that one just disappearing and reappearing again in front of the cloud. A little bit of low-lying cloud just above us at the minute, but not too much, just a few wisps. But a different story in front of us, looking very dark and gloomy at the minute. So good that we've still got a bit of visibility on the approach path. There's very little wind at the minute, East Midlands. Saying 10 knots, but where we are, it's very little at all, just a very gentle breeze. Just a tiny bit of flex on the wings of the 777 there as it makes its way down towards us. Catch a few details of this one after it lands in. There we go, that one safely down into East Midlands this evening. Jet 2 service just pulling on to stand there at the back. Let's see if you can get a close-up view of that one there. So we've got a little bit of wait until those next aircraft inbound to us make an appearance. There we go, if we can... there we go, it's not messing around. There we go, that should be set. The ground crew making their way towards the aircraft now. The inbound 777 then. Registration on that one, Golf Delta Hotel. Lima uniform, just an hour and 26 minutes flight over from Leipzig this evening. That airframe 13 years of age, coming up to 14 years of age in the next couple of months. Making a bit of noise in the distance, so just approaching the Jet 2 on the taxiway. The West Atlantic service off to Guernsey this evening, operated by the ATR. Registration on that one, Golf November Papa Tango Foxtrot. So we'll get a close-up view of the ATR if we can. Not too often we see the ATR out on the stream. Managed to catch the Blue Islands ATR out on Thursday's stream last week. Let's just keep that Jet 2 on screen there. It's probably one of the first times we managed to catch the West Atlantic ATR depart out of East Midlands. But sometimes we manage to catch this one arriving in, and have done when it's a little darker than it is now. This one should be making its way straight out onto 09. Nothing currently on the approach. Lifting off quite early though, just behind the trees. Let's see if we can catch that one as it departs out this evening. Hopefully just reaches the top of the trees there. And I can just about see the lights in the distance from my perspective anyway, but looks like that one is just a little lost behind the tree line now. That 777 in there from Leipzig in front of us now. Looks like the crew are on the ground there, ready to receive that one. Just about to see the marshaller. A couple of services starting up in the distance over there. Then the Ryanair service off to Wrocław and Valencia this evening. So you can just about see the Ryanair pushing back there in front of the Jet 2. That 777 making its way onto stand. Let's get a little bit closer on that if we can. That one coming to a full stop there, brakes applied. And I'm really hoping that dark cloud coming our way skirts around us. So there was a bit of rain forecasted around 9 PM. Hopefully it stays that way, but if not, we'll have to play it as it comes, unfortunately. That Ryanair then, just starting up behind the Jet 2. See if we can spin you around a little bit on that apron camera. And there we go. A very short turnaround for the Ryanair aircraft this evening. So the one just to the rear of the apron. See if you can spin around and catch that one. Come on. There we go. That one in frame there. Registration out on that one, Echo India. Echo Kilo Tango. A lot of E's in there. This one making its way in from Dublin just a little earlier on, so quite a rapid turnaround on that one this evening. That one off to Valencia. And the Ryanair to the front of the apron, that one off to Wrocław this evening. Where is it? A bit further. There we go. That one off to Wrocław. So both of those aircraft just awaiting clearance to taxi. See which one we see out first. Both are just in front of the taxiway, ready to turn on. Looks like the Wrocław service is making its way out first, though. That one just disappearing out of shot there. Stick with the 777 for the time in. Fuel and truck just moving into place on that one. And the service off to Valencia, making its way out towards the taxiway as well this evening. It's like both aircraft poised, ready to make their way onto the taxiway. The Valencia service just pulling ahead of that Wrocław service though. There we go, the Valencia service leading the way, and the service off to Wrocław just a few seconds behind. That one running a little bit faster. There we go. Not too often we get to see two Ryanair services depart at the same time. There's been a little delay in their schedules, a little later on, a little earlier this afternoon. Looks like the Wrocław service intercepting just a little earlier there. There we go, that one departing straight out this evening. No message from that one. This end of the runway though, that service to Valencia, it's taking a little bit more runway up this evening. This one just waiting a couple of minutes for that wake turbulence to clear ahead of it. And for the Wrocław service to clear the airspace there. There we go, that one safely rolling down runway 09 this evening, or making its way off to Valencia this evening. So a quick look back on the DHL ramp then. That Cincinnati service in the process of being unloaded in the distance there. And it looks like the next inbound service, the Ryanair in from Faro, that's operated by the 737 MAX. The registration on this one, 9 Hotel Victor Oscar. That one about 20 minutes away from us now, just north of High Wycombe at the minute. And then a few more services making their way in from the north. The Maersk from Belfast, that one departed 4 minutes ago. That one should be with us in about 50 minutes, maybe a little less. The DHL service in from Reykjavik, that one with 50 minutes left to run this evening. That one operated by the 757. And the West Atlantic service in from Aberdeen, that one with about 35 minutes left to run this evening. So quickly making their way towards us. And the Chewy service in from Tenerife, that one will likely be the last arrival this evening. Just beaten by that Ryanair service in from Krakow. The Chewy service though in from Tenerife, about 50 minutes away from us. And the Ryanair just not far off from crossing paths with the 10747. The Ryanair just about to enter into the Netherlands, and so is that 747 at 37,000 feet, and the Ryanair at 38,000 feet. That Ryanair due to with us in about 55 minutes. So we'll likely end this evening's stream with the arrival of either of those aircraft, whichever makes it in first. But thanks for sticking around with us this evening. So that sun is just setting in the distance over there. The temperature just dropping ever so slightly. So the wind is picking up at the minute. Nothing like it has been. Just a bit of a gentle breeze blowing in this direction. And thanks for everybody joining us in the chat this evening as well. Good to have you all with us again. So in terms of the next stream then, pour myself a drink. And in terms of the next stream, we will keep you posted on that, hopefully Thursday. But it may be a daytime stream again, but we'll keep you posted on that. So the weather's forecast to be quite nice on Thursday. I think the weekend, or Friday into the weekend, bit of rain forecast. But we may stick just an additional stream on at the weekend as well, if the weather stays favourable. Sunday is probably the best day. And with the Aeropark open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I think Monday as well, over the bank holiday weekend. So if you are in the area, want to come down and have a look at the aircraft on a static display here, and have a look at the views across the apron from the vantage point where we're at this evening. The link to the website is in the stream bio below. And I'll take you to the website, all the information on how to find them. Admission times and prices are posted on there as well. Ryanair service from Faro, not far off us now then, just south of Northampton. About 15 minutes for that one left to run this evening. And those services from the north gradually getting closer to us as well. The Maersk in from Belfast, the 767 in from Belfast, should be with us in about 30 minutes. That one currently over the Irish Sea, just about to skirt round the bottom of the Isle of Man there. That one should be routing directly overhead Liverpool and into East Midlands. West Atlantic 737-400 in from Aberdeen around the same due around the same time. That one with about 35 minutes left to run this evening, and then that 757 quickly making its way heading overhead Fort William and Ben Nevis there, making its way down Scotland. That one should route over Rochdale and then make its way down over the Peak District in towards East Midlands. So not a very particularly busy evening from East Midlands, which is kind of in line with our Tuesday streams, but still a good number of aircraft in and outbound this evening. Good opportunity to see the 1AIR 747 Echo Foxtrot and in that registration. I think that may be the first time we've managed to catch that one outbound on 09. Usually catch that one inbound on 27, and it makes its way towards us before vacating and disappearing off back towards its stand at the other end of the airfield. But not a bad evening at all. It's very, sky turning very dark overhead now. Let's see if we can get a bit more power. Change these power banks over. So look how much power this one has got left. Plenty enough. So it should be running for the next hour or so, hopefully. See if we can plug into this one. There we go. We'll likely stick around for the arrival of the Chewy service making its way here from Tenerife. That one around 40 minutes away from us now, and that service in from Krakow as well. So just double check on those departures this evening. Next outbound is the Ryanair service to Faro. That one being operated by the inbound aircraft, making its way in from Faro. So this one, short time on the ground, and then making its way back off down to Faro again this evening. So everybody probably waiting in the terminal there, waiting for that one to make an appearance. And then we should hopefully end with the departure, or the last one of the last aircraft will see out departure of that 767 off to Cincinnati this evening. Not the one in the distance there. Let's see if we can find this a little further up on the apron. See a number of DHL aircraft over there now. No, not that one. A lot of 767s to pick from this evening. There we go. Registration ending Lima Mike. This one off to Cincinnati in just short of an hour, about 50 minutes. Now this one with a scheduled departure time of 8:50. That one's still in the process of being loaded this evening. I think the fueling truck moved off from that one just a little while ago. As soon as that cargo is loaded up and it is pushed back, that one should depart straight in front of us again this evening. Just a short hop over to the start of 09. So about 6 more aircraft inbound to us on this evening in the next 50 minutes or so. Service in from Faro. Just approaching Ashbury de la Zouche. That one making its way up towards Burton-on-Trent, and then we will make that right hand turn onto the final for runway 09 this evening. The apron quite calm in the distance over there, not a lot of action. The majority of the action now is on the freighters in front of us. So thank you to everybody joining us this evening. It's good to have you with us from East Midlands, first stream of the week. We should be out again a little later in the week, and we'll put details of that up on the channel. But I thank you to all of our returning members as well, subscribers, and all those new subscribers as well. It's good to have you with us, so thank you very much for joining Live Flight Action. Down here at East Midlands this evening. So hopefully that rain stays off us. It's going clear again in the distance. There's not a lot of cloud coming our way, so fingers crossed all that forecasted rain, which is due to be with us in the next hour or so, stays off for a time being. Definitely until we finish streaming anyway. Good to see everybody in the chat as always. Thanks for sticking with us this evening. Hopefully a quick pack away this evening as well. It's a bit of a long job last week getting everything packed away. So we managed to stream for about 5.5 hours last Thursday, which is probably one of our longest streams, or the longest stream that we've managed to achieve. It's good to see everybody out last week as well, so thank you to everybody who stopped by and had a chat with us. It's good to see you all. have a look then on the aircraft. On the next stand there, the 777. That one's still in the process of being worked on. Engineers just having a quick check of that engine there. It looks like just the first few spots of rain starting to appear overhead. You can just hear them landing around me. Only a couple to start with though, so hopefully it stays at that. A bit more wind to blow the cloud away. That Ryanair service in from Faro though. On final approach now. Let's pan away from the 777. We've not got any rain anywhere on the lens. There we go. That one on the approach path there. Right, well that one is on the approach. I think we're just going to try and be clever and move a few things just to avoid this rain. Hopefully not make too much of a mess of it. Right, let's try and move this if we can. There we go, stick that down there. Right, I'll try my best to watch this one down. One hand on the umbrella, one hand on the camera. There we go. Try our best with this one then. I'll take a little bit of articulation here. There we go, that one's safely down on to runway 09 this evening. Right, just going to quickly lock on at that and see if we can get this umbrella into some sort of fashion just to keep us protected for a little while this shower passes over us. There we go. Difficult doing everything one-handed. Now we'll try and get a few bits packed away as well, just in case it catches us out by surprise. Just balance that there. Two. And a third. So if the rain does get a little bit too heavy, we'll call it early this evening, I think. Not worth getting everything soaking wet for having to pack away in the dark. We'll try and persevere with it as best we can. Right, so that's that one there. Stick that there for a minute. Right, let's try and get this sorted out. So apologies for just a few minutes of me sorting this out. Hopefully it should make my life a little easier. Right, let's get this one. Definitely will have to balance the umbrella in one end and the camera in the other anyway for the duration of the stream. There we go, hopefully get that tied on. And then let's increase this just a little bit. And that. And there we go. Oh, it should be sorted, hopefully. Just make sure we can still catch those aircraft on final approach. I have to move this around just a little. Whoops. Almost run away. Right, let's get that tightly fixed on there. There you go, hopefully that should do us for the time being. Keep some of it off us anyway. Right then, let's have a close-up look. The Ryanair just pulling on to stand in the distance there. Let's see if we can pan around and catch that one. Just pulled onto one of the rear stand there. There we go. That should be the outbound aircraft back off to Faro this evening as well. A little bit more light in there for us. There we go. So nothing on approach just yet. A number of those aircraft making their way towards us then. I think that rain just a sprinkling. The Maersk 767 making its way in from Belfast though should be with us in about 10 minutes. That one making its way towards Stoke-on-Trent. And the West Atlantic 737 making its way down from Aberdeen. It should be with us in about 20 minutes. DHL 757, a little further behind. That one with about 35 minutes left to run this evening. Just keep focused on the Ryanair in front of us though for the time being. So that one is going to disembark anytime soon. And while it does, I think I'm just going to put another wrap around this umbrella, making double sure it doesn't get carried away with itself. There we go, hopefully that should be a little bit better. Just not quite bouncing around anymore anyway. Right, that will have to do for the time being. Just get that power plug back in. There we go, all sorted. Thanks for everybody joining the stream again this evening, and thank you to everybody who's liked the stream this evening. It's been good to have you with us. So it was this weekend we managed to pass the 2,000 subscriber mark, so thank you to everybody who's made that possible over the past few months as well. It's been great to see the channel growing, so thank you very much for sticking with us and for supporting us as well. Right, let's make sure that these last few bits don't get wet. Stick that one down there. Let's get the cover over that. Sorted. I think the next investment will be a bigger umbrella. So just about undercover here, but could do with just a little bit extra coverage to make sure that I'm not getting wet either. So equipment #1 priority. It's robust enough to take a little bit of rain, but don't want to run the risk of completely ruining it. It seems to have passed anyway, so it should be all good. So look at those next arrivals then. That Maersk service quickly making its way down towards us. So looking at the radar, a lot of that rain is passing away now. Stick that one there. So the inbound at 767 and making its way in from Belfast. About a just over 40-minute journey from Belfast this evening. This one 38 years of age. A regular on stream registration on this one is Oscar Yankee Sierra Romeo. It's quite an old airframe for this one, making its way in. And those services making their way up from the south end, the Chewy service in from Tenerife, about 30 minutes away from us. And the same for the Ryanair service in from Krakow. So it should be ending around about on schedule this evening. The Ryanair aircraft though in from Faro, disembarking now. Shouldn't be too long before everybody starts making their way back on that aircraft as well. Right, so look where this Maersk service is then. That one just overhead Burton on Trent at the minute, so that one should be making a little left turn. Just about see that one on the approach, just about turning. Flash a light in the distance from those nav lights on the wings. That one should be making its way down on the approach path for runway 09 now. Just a couple of minutes away from us then this evening before the Maersk arrives with us. And about 10 minutes away, the West Atlantic service in from Aberdeen. That one passing through 13,000 feet now. Right, put that one away. Just make sure I don't trip over myself. Let's move this slightly further around. There we go. Right, try our best then. So everything balanced under one umbrella at the minute. They're looking a bit ominous as well. We'll try our best though to catch the 767 in. That one on the approach path now. There we go. Right, I'm going to stay there then. Hopefully it stays still. There we go, umbrella sorted. That shouldn't get in our way. Just a little bit of cloud in front of that 767. So the sky's turned very different now. Still got visibility to the south. And to the west as well, where the 767 is. A lot of cloud above. So it looks like a lot of that rain is quickly making its way towards us now. So hopefully not too much before we finish the stream. So we should be running for the next 30 minutes or so, catching these last arrivals into East Midlands this evening. The 757 quickly making its way towards us. That one's around 25 minutes away from us now, and we should hopefully see that Cincinnati service out as well, as long as that one stays on schedule. Still with an estimated time of 10 to 8 this evening. Of course, we got the Ryanair service back off to Faro as well. So the 767 quickly making its way down towards us then. This one passing through 1,700 feet at the minute, just overhead Darlington Park. I'll try our best to get this one in full frame as well. There we go then. The rain just getting a little bit heavier. There we go. That one is safely down onto runway 09 and sitting out to East Midlands. That one should vacate straight off onto the UPS apron a little further down the airfield. But for the time being, we'll stick with the aircraft up this end of the airfield. Looks like the Cincinnati service, there's cargo nets all in place now. That one should be closing up anytime soon. So that one is due out in 25 minutes. There we go, that upper cargo door starting to close there. Right, let's get this rain cover over the camera. Hopefully give us a little bit more protection against that rain. There we go. Apologies for me getting away with the shot there. Should keep us a little bit drier. The West Atlantic service in from Aberdeen and making its turn onto the final approach. Looks like the final preparations for that 767 then being made. I think you can just about see through the forward door there into the flight deck as well. Just about to see the captain's seat on the left. She's very eagle-eyed. So 737 coming into view on a final approach then. So you may just be able to make out the flight crew on board that 767 there. There you go, looks like they're ready to get closed up. It's not very fun at all. We managed to catch a glimpse inside the flight deck. So quite a good view from this vantage point this evening. We'll stick with the 767 in front of us just for a couple of minutes longer. The 737 is making its way down now, very gradually. So it's taking a little longer to get closer to us this evening. Now we're just passing through 1900 feet at the minute. So watch this one down and then try and get back on the 767 if we can. There you go then, let's just leave the 767 for a minute and get onto the approach path for the West Atlantic 737 making its way in from Aberdeen this evening. Oops, bit of a barge that one, sorry. That's the West Atlantic service in from Aberdeen, safely down this evening. Right, so look at the 767 then. There we go. So next 3 aircraft in, then the DHL 757, the Chewy 737 service in from Tenerife, and the Ryanair service in from Krakow, all due to be with us in about 10 minutes. I think we will probably we'll try and stick around for the 767 as long as that shuts up and starts taxiing out anytime soon. with the rain getting a little bit worse now. I think it's probably wise if we don't stick around for too long. So I shall just try and move this around if I can. There we go, trying to get a little bit more coverage. The National Police Vulcan making its way out onto the runway. Let's see if we can pan around and catch that if the umbrella situation allows. I think it's just a little off further down the runway there. There we go. And of course that West Atlantic making its way towards us again. There we go, that one making its way to its usual, well maybe not. Let's have a look, where's this one off to? There we go. A little bit off the centre line there, making its way onto its usual stand this evening next to the RVL Cessna. Next inbound though, the Chewy service in from Tenerife, that one on final approach now. Good evening to everybody in the chat who've not managed to say hello to you. Thank you very much for joining us from East Midlands. I think we're going to cut it short, very shortly anyway. That rain just setting in a little more now. So I'm trying to stick out of these last 3 arrivals. The West Atlantic just pulling it onto stand there. And that Chewy service making its way down on the approach path. So look for the inbound Chewy service now then. If I can navigate around the umbrella. There, registration on this one then in Golf Tango Uniform Mike 737 Max. This one here from Tenerife, flight time 4 hours and 6 minutes. That one safely down, and the next aircraft to arrive in then that Ryanair service in from Krakow. One a bit further away in the distance there. Right, I'll leave you locked on that just for a minute while I go and grab one last thing just to keep them dry. Good old towel. There you go, hopefully that'll deflect a bit of the rain for the next few minutes at least. The inbound Ryanair then. So look at that one, registration Echo India. India Golf Victor. Flight time is 2 hours and 9 minutes by the time it reaches East Midlands this evening. Service in from Krakow, operated by the 737 Max. This one is 2 years of age. Just over 2 years of age, delivered in March 2023. And the 757 in from Reykjavik there, joining on the approach path as well. I think we'll try and end on the 757 then if we can. So we'll have a quick last look at the Cincinnati service. But that rain is going to start driving hard in a minute. I think we'll take the opportunity to get packed away. Get packed away before it gets any worse this evening. And there we go, the 757 in the distance and making its way towards us now. But thanks to everybody who's stuck around with us this evening. My first stream of the week. And anybody leaving us at this point, thank you very much for being with us and contributing to the chat as well. Let's have a quick look at the Cincinnati service. Well, the 757 is making its way down towards us then. Looks like that one is still fueling up. Maybe a bit of a way to go on that one just yet. So I think then, with the rain how it is, we'll leave it with the... Leave it like that. Get the main cover back. Come on. We'll leave it with the final aircraft being the 757 here from Reykjavik then. I think before the rain gets any more severe. So well, I've still got a bit of light as well. So the Chewie just pulling up on stand in the distance. Sponsor 757 lands in. We'll have a quick look over there. See if we can catch that one just start to disembark. And then we'll call it there for today's stream. Probably ending in the next 5 minutes then. (757) inbound from Reykjavik now. The registration on this one, Golf Bravo Mike Romeo Alpha. This one 38 years of age. Flight time this evening 2 hours and 30 minutes. There we go then, the DHL 757 here from Reykjavik touching down there. Just have a look at the Chewie pulling onto stand over there then. Very nicely lit over there. So maybe just a few more minutes until the doors on that one are open. Just about to see the flight deck on there. See if we can get a little more focused if we can. Whoops. There we go, hopefully that's brought it into a bit of a better focus. The 757 just about to pass by us as well. So I think with the 757 rolling towards us, we'll just watch that one pass by and then we'll end the stream there. So thank you very much to everybody who's joined us this evening. Warm welcome to new subscribers, and very gracious thank you to all those returning members as well. It's been very good to have you with us this evening. And, unfortunately, the weather not been as fair as it's been over the past few weeks, but we've managed to stay dry for the majority of this evening's stream, so that's one good thing. But thank you again for sticking with us. 757 just passing by, and that one making its way on to stand for the evening. So with that, I think I want to call it there and get everything packed up as quickly as I can, not to get it soaking wet. Well, thank you for sticking with us. We'll put details of the next stream out as soon as we can, but likely to be a little later this week. So thanks again from me. This has been Live Flight Action. I've been Tom. It's been good to have you with us, and we'll see you very soon.